If you own a property, you likely assume that no one could move in without permission, right?
It may not be that simple. It is a lesson a Faribault family learned the hard way. They reached out to WCCO Investigates after a squatter moved in. As Jonah Kaplan discovered, they have a warning for others after the ordeal.
A no trespassing sign isn't a suggestion. So imagine the surprise when Julie and Del Sprunk were tipped off about a big gathering at their vacant property.
It was shadows and images really looming around in the darkness of the night.
What are you thinking at this moment? Are you shocked? Are you angry? Are you confused?
I'm feeling very frustrated because it's really evident to me that there are people on the property and it had been locked and it did have no trespass notice signs posted.
You feel violated?
Yes,
Yep.
correct.
Yeah.
I just thought the legal system would take care of it, but as the deeper we got, the more I found out that the legal system isn't doing its job.
The Sprunks told us they bought the building for their adult son earlier this year. He moved in but had to leave for an extended time this summer. The Sprunks tell us their son locked the door behind him and gave no permission for anyone else to move in. But they say a friend of his moved in anyway and claimed he had a right to be there. The Sprunks say he had no lease and no paperwork. And despite several calls to police, they tell us they couldn't get him to leave. The Sprunks sharing these pictures of the mess they say he made on the property.
You just felt powerless?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
We called the police. Now the police started out being very kind, very empathetic, very responsive. And the reason why we kept calling is every single time we met with an officer, they told us a different version of what our rights were, and we followed suit.
I researched enough of knowing what tenants, quote-unquote, squatters' rights are in the state of Minnesota. And you have to get the eviction notice, which is what we did. So then you got to wait another 30 days that they can live there for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Attorneys we spoke with tell us there is no statute specific to squatters in Minnesota. Instead, they say the issue falls between laws on landlord-tenant rights and trespassing.
Police are there to enforce the law, but they can't be the judge and jury in these cases. And even if trespassing is a criminal action, police are still in a difficult position.
If these people, the people who are on the property, assert that they've got some claim of right to be there, or they have the consent of the property owner to be there, then that, those are the magic words that are in the trespassing statute.
And that claim, according to real estate attorney John Morphew, is what turns a criminal case into a civil one, pushing police to the sidelines and instead triggering the court process for evictions. The landlord-tenant laws also prohibit property owners like the Sprunks from cutting utilities.
Our policymakers and our courts have decided that on balance, we want to tip the law in favor of the tenant rather than the landlord. And so we've established this process, a formal legal process a property owner has to go through to have someone forcibly removed from their property.
Morphew offers these 2 tips for property owners. Always put everything in writing, even if it involves family. Plus, consult an attorney before renting out a place. That way, if there is a conflict, you won't waste time looking for lawyers.
What an eye-opener. We have learned so much in this journey.
The Sprunks took the man to court and got him out. The time, money, and stress spent never to be recouped. They have their own advice for others like them.
It's just a dangerous game to have your property be vacant because that's an opportunistic time for someone to move in and have all the rights that they need to be able to become a tenant.
In Faribault, Jonah Kaplan, WCCO News.
There's been a push across the country to bolster the rights of property owners. As of this summer, 23 states now have laws that criminalize squatting. We want to thank the Sprunks for bringing this story to us. If you have something that you think we should be looking into, please email us and send your tip through WCCO.com.